Good game design. What is that? Well, just like I've done in 2 videos. I think it's two videos. I'll tell you what good game design is. Just like last video, I showed you how introducing a new element can bring out, or more likely how to introduce a new element. Like in the showcase I showed in the volcano. Good game design. I think today I'm going to be talking about more how to relate with on a how to like connect to them for how you're designing your server and stuff. One way you can do that is relate with realistic objects from the real world. So, one way I did it is adding these little statues right here. Assumptions, it looks like a pile of fucking shit. But if you use your fucking head, if you use your goddamn eyes, I try to make it look like a gargoyle. Add somewhat. It's just how you perceive it up to the audience. It's how the audience perceives it, honestly. A more blunt approach is like one of these statues. I think these are more easily received. Like you could see that this is more like an angelic statue. You have wings on each side. You have someone that's in a prayer stance, upright prayer stance. I try to do where the head is facing down, but I mean, you could see it from the side. But I have no way to making like an halo, because I think this is a half. I mean, I could do this. Oh damn. Oh damn. That looks pretty good. That looks good. But yeah, on real life things, for them to be able to, it's really weird to say, consume your vision in the world you're making or creating. Other ways you could do it, and this is more of like a creepy, weird, like how most horror games might approach, is humanoid structures. Something that looks human to us, but just been like a little off bit. Another way of saying this is anthropoid. I hope I said that right. As Google states that, a formal or scientific term meaning man-like, often used to describe body structures similar to humans and apes. Anthropoid. Humanoid is also another thing. The standard word for any non-human creature, robot, or alien that has a human-like shape. Walks on 2 legs, 2 arms, and a head. It has body-like features of a human, but it's not a human from a general face value. It just has those features. So I could have a statue of a great beast-like thing that has human structures. It has a face, that has 2 arms, that has 2 legs, but it is not a human because it may have like horns, it may have wings, but it's something you can relate to and be like, hey, that looks like a devil or something like that. You have to be able to relate to your player for them to understand your world. You can't just always, you can sometimes make up bullshit. Like, I have like, kind of stole this from Elden Ring. Kind of this Y as a religious cross. As it looks like something. If you want to make a religion in your server, you have to make up weird shit for them to understand. You may put up weird items, weird focal points for someone to be like, what is that? Why does this keep appearing around the server? Some people may be too young to understand what you're going for, but most people would be like, this might be just like a little structure. This might be a religious structure for what the creator is making for us to understand. That's just adding good game design. But you still have to allow the player, you still have to have the player to understand. You have to make them understand what you're going for. Religion is a hard thing for someone to understand. Most people just might relate it to a cross, but if you're trying to make a fictional, non-realistic religion of your own terms, you may have to add some more extremist ways to putting it. You may have to build a chapel for someone to understand with those symbols or structures you're trying to go for. But you can't always intense approaches like sacrificial areas for someone to be able to understand. Oh, yeah, this is a religious area. Because at some point, an extreme version of what your religion is more consumable, is more edible than something that's very static, something that's very random that some player may not understand, that may be too young to understand what you're going for. It all has to be very blunt the more static it is. And that's honestly good game design approach. But static is not only bad, it can also be really good, because a player may want to understand what you're going for. It's that randomness, it's that unknowing value of what you're going for, that player that wants to understand. That's what some people could call lore. Lore is what you driven into the server. What lore is what you made and built into a story for that server to be produced. And lore makes that server more edible, more available to the player, for they can find out picks and pieces, make a puzzle piece complete to fully understand what you're going for. So as I could show here, lore can not only be a symbolic value, something that you can see, it could also be a wearable. Like I have the robe lore, like right here. So I have a bunch of starter kits so people can choose from. This allows accessibility, this allows personality, this allows individuality for someone to pick out whatever they want to wear than just having one set kit. So these robes all have different meanings. I've given them personal traits of what those colors mean, what those robes mean. For a player may want to follow what the lore states, or what their individuality color that they preference. It all makes good game design because it allows the player to focus on something other than one singularity goal. It allows them to express themselves within society. Because within normal kit PvPs, it might be a single. I think it's better to have multiple starting kits that may have the same value, but it allows personality to kick in and allows the player to express themselves, to overall have your players play more often than not. That's why I got kind of off topic about lore. I mean, lore allows you to build your server, like I said, and overall, with more lore elements, that player can drive and create their own image that you're trying to create, or understand the image that you're trying to create. It might be better just to let a player imagine what they want to imagine, because their bliss might want them to play more. Their non-understanding of what you're trying to make them understand might want to might help them play more because it is just their own individuality, personality, opinions kicking in to motivate them to play. And that's all for the better because you're trying to have people play your server. You don't want to have a dead server. I have a dead server. But in the end of the day, it is just better. It's all in the fact of good game design. And honestly, I'm kind of blanking right now, so I'm just going to leave you guys at that. Have a good day.